Hey everyone, it's Jesse from Don't Rush Gaming, and I'm going to be talking about Little Hope today. Supermassive's third game in the horror story genre, but the second in the Dark Pictures Anthology, in a planned 8-game series designed to adopt different horror techniques for each one. This is a series I've played multiple times and have always encountered something new, from a new relationship to explore to new cutscenes that I've never seen. And needless to say, I am so excited for the next game. But to explain this further, we'll have to touch up on the games leading up to the release of Little Hope, which comes out right before Halloween on October 30th. And one final thing, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. And if you want to leave a suggestion on what game we review next, leave that down in the comments below. Until Dawn, the Sony exclusive, is the first cinematic story-driven game released on August 25th, 2015. The game takes place in the fictional Blackwoods Mountains of a family cabin. You start the game off with a flashback on the night of a horrific accident. Fast forward 1 year later, the victim's brother and their friends return to the cabin in search of closure, but soon find out it won't be a happy reunion. The game takes a classic teen slasher Friday the 13th style. You take control of 8 different characters and explore for clues to discover what happened to your friends, and in the process, uncover a dark truth about the mountains. As the story progresses, you are given dialogue choices that ultimately affect the relationship between the characters that branch into different possible outcomes. A really cool aspect about the game that makes you think twice about your choices involves discoverable items called totems, which unlock premonitions of possible outcomes based on future decisions. There's also QuickTime events in the game that I personally enjoy, but not a lot of people are fans of. One of them being holding the controller still to stay calm, but the main problem with that is you can stay completely still, but the sensor seems to drift. But at least my controller did. Something I'm happy to see removed in the next game. Another issue I had with the game was the camera angles, shifting abruptly as I'm walking through the hallways or around corners, which can invert your controller directional functions and have your character walking back into a room you literally just walked out of. Medan is the first of 8 planned Dark Pictures Anthology games, released on August 30th, 2019, also the first cross-platform game in the series. The game taps in on more of a supernatural tone, and is very similar to the gameplay as Until Dawn, but with better developed game mechanics. Taking place in the middle of the ocean, a group of friends set out to investigate a possible undiscovered wreck of a World War II plane. During their dive, they come across a group of unfriendly individuals who come back later that night and take them hostage, which ultimately leads them to finding an abandoned freighter. This game's QuickTime event of keeping your controller still was replaced with the Heartbeat QuickTime event, which you have to tap the corresponding button to match the heartbeat of your character as a way to keep them calm and avoid being captured or noticed, which leads to some really intense moments. Like Until Dawn, you also get to look into possible futures with a premonition system, but this time it takes shapes in photographs left around the game. The annoying camera changes are still there in Medan, but one of the major improvements to this game was adding an online co-op, being able to play scenes simultaneously with a buddy. This is especially nerve-wracking because choices you make indirectly affect your friend's character and make the difference of them living or dying. Until Dawn eventually added a co-op, but not online. The newest game installment in the series is Little Hope. Its summer release was sadly delayed because 2020, but we're finally getting to play it on the new release of October 30th. What we know about it so far is that it follows 4 university students along with their professor who are drawn to a town of Little Hope, a town built in the 17th century with ties to the witch trials. It seems like you play through current day as well as 17th century timeline. Multiplayer is back, but this time they added a 5-player movie night couch co-op, where you take turns controlling different players, passing the controller around. With the previous installments of the game, I love the stories, pacing, and characters, which I didn't mention are actually played by real actors. I'd also like to see improved QuickTime events, more dialogue, and more action decisions. But the biggest thing I want to see fixed are those damn camera angles. Ultimately, Until Dawn was the reason I bought a PS4. A game that gives you the freedom of choice, to save everyone with the right decisions or kill them all with the wrong ones. Almost like those old Goosebump books I read as a kid. I'm so excited for this game to finally come out and play it multiple times through to explore the various outcomes. We hope you enjoyed this review preview of Dark Pictures Little Hope, and I hope everyone out there is being safe. I would just like to add, take a moment and check up on your friends and family you haven't heard from in a while. A call from you could change everything.